All right. I am going to go ahead and start. I've hit the recording button. I think it was recording before, so hopefully it will actually be recording this time. And we'll see if a couple people hop on. But I wanted to start on time and get things going and welcome you to the Animals and Oils class because I will hopefully upload this to YouTube if I can figure out how to do that. I'm going to mute my phone and going to get my screen started and do this screen too. I don't know what I'm doing. Share. All right. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I think I am screen sharing. I don't know if you can see me anymore. There's me. I think I am still sharing my screen. All right. Oh, this is so hard. Okay. And I don't have anybody here for feedback, but I think I am on as well as you can see my screen. So anyway, welcome to the Animals and Oil class. This topic is by far one of the most requested, one wrought with tons of questions, and one shrouded in a bit of mystery and controversy. And we're going to break it down together. So hopefully soon you will have lots of tools for loving and caring and treating your animals, no matter whether they are pocket size or barn size. We've got you covered, and we're going to try to break things down. Why oils are perfect for our animal friends. So if you have animals at all, which I hope if you're tuning in, you do, or that you know somebody who does, we want to give them the best, a life of love and connection and health, because they're part of our family. Despite what you may have heard, essential oils can be a very key part of that. If you think about it, and this was kind of a new thought to me, our animals experience essential oils in the natural world, consuming herbs and plants in their diet in the wild, brushing up against flowers, shrubs, and trees, climbing through limbs and leaves. So they experience all these things on a regular basis. Thousands of young living members use oils in and on their pets. I think somebody else is on, so welcome. I don't know who it is yet because if I start pushing buttons, then I think that I will kind of mess things up. So anyway, I'll keep going. So added to a lot of the young living members that are already using the oils, there's also a lot of expertise from holistic veterinarians, farmers, and more who've developed different protocols and dilutions through their practices. And I follow some of those on Facebook. Because almost all animals have a heightened sense of smell compared to us, they can be very simple, but a powerful tool. And many of these pets and animals are also covered in hair follicles, which improves the absorption of oils through the skin. Now, of course, oil quality matters. Just the same way that you want to give your pet the best when it comes to their food and their care, you also want to give them the same when it comes to their health. And as far as essential oils go, an inferior oil can not only change your outcome, but it can damage your pet's skin in the process. Many essential oils are cut with solvents that aren't listed on the label, and they don't have to be. They're not required. Many of them are grown from plants or are from plants grown in toxic soil, or they're mixed with other oils, or they're mixed with inert oils. And none of these things will give you the results that you want and that your pet needs. And that's why you want completely pure, Unadulterated, highest quality essential oils. And if you want that, then you want Young Living. Their seed to seal commitment is what ensures that you get authentic, science-backed products that are very kind to you and also to your pets. If you want to learn more about Seed to Seal, they have their own website. You can just look up seedtoseal.com, I believe, or let me know and I'll find that. But they have three pillars in their Seed to Seal, and it's their sourcing, their science, and their standards. And we're not going to get into a lot of detail there because it would take up a lot of time, and I really want to focus on the use of the oils with your pets. So there's definitely some things to think about with oil safety. Is it actually safe to use essential oils on animals? And the answer is yes, with quality oils and careful techniques. So you want to start with low amounts and you want to observe them closely because there are some animals that have some different reactions and you want to be cognizant of that. So a couple quick tips when you're using any oils with your animals is you can apply 1 drop. So I'm just going to show you, this is one of my oil bottles. This is lavender. And when you're looking at, whoops, at the top, did I just get some on my paper? Maybe. There's a hole in the center of the orifice here, and that's the vent hole. There's another oil around, another hole. Yeah, I can talk. Another hole around the outside, and that's where the oil actually comes out. Sometimes you can see that and sometimes you can't. But I'm going to just do this. If the oil doesn't come out, you can rotate the bottle like that and you can see how it drips out. So you want to start with just 1 drop of oil in your hands, rub them together, and then you just can kind of sit there and let your pets get used to that. Now, if you watched my video earlier, you saw me do that with Caspian. I held my hands like this so he could walk to me and he could smell or he could walk away. You can do the same thing with your dog, with your cat, with any animal. And put your hand down and let them come to you and smell it or turn away or whatever it is. If they show interest, you can just let them keep sniffing. If they turn away, you just kind of back up and let them come to you. Sometimes they will back up. And if you stay there, they'll come back up and take another sniff. Now, you also, if you watched my video, you saw Buffer Kitty, our barn kitty. She definitely went away. Now, it's also with her, like if I approach her, she tends to move away. But she did look like she wanted to be pet. She also, though, is very sensitive to the oils, and if I have them on my hands, she tends to move away. So, so we just know that that's probably not a time that we're going to pet her. You can diffuse your oils. You can put it on an intermittent setting, and you want to make sure that they can get away from the diffuser if they want to, or leave the room, so that they just don't have to be trapped with an oil. You can apply it to your hands like this, and then you can pet them. You can just rub it on their fur, on their back, on their chest, on the top of their paws. The oils will travel down the hair follicles into the skin. And you want to use 1 drop and apply more often rather than using a whole lot and applying once, especially with cats. Just 1 drop or even a partial drop, and maybe just do a couple fingers and then pet, so you don't have to put a whole lot on. There are ways you can dilute the oils. For pets under 20 pounds, you want to do 1 drop of oil to 4 parts of a carrier oil. And that could be coconut oil. It could be any of the oils, olive oil. It could be, Young Living does a combo with, it's called V6 massage oil. And so it uses a combination of oils. For anything over 20 pounds, you can do 1-to-1. And you don't have to dilute. You can kind of gauge it with your animal. Hot oils like oregano and thieves and different things like that, you definitely want to dilute those. And then for cinnamon and clove, you want to use a lot of caution with dogs because the plants themselves are toxic to the dogs, and the distilled oil is different, but it's better to be safe. So just use extra caution with those. You may have known that xylitol can be toxic to animals, and that is in some of our toothpaste. So don't give a tube of toothpaste to your animal because that may not go over well. Okay, Young Living has a whole line of products and oil blends created specifically for your animal friends, and they're called Animal Scents. There is one called Paragize, and that can be applied to your pet's abdomen or diffused to support their digestive needs. There's TOA, and that is a go-to for everything from storm anxiety to other emotional issues. And oftentimes you can just drop that behind their ears. There is a three-step system for skincare, and that is PuraClean, which is the first step, and it helps to support the recovery from minor scrapes and scratches. It's pre-diluted and it refreshes and it cleans the skin. And then Infect Away is part two, and that helps to guard against contaminants while supporting the irritated coat or skin. If they're smaller animals, you want to dilute this even more. You can try 8 to 10 drops in a spray bottle with some distilled water, and you can do a cleansing spritz. Welcome to whoever popped on. Right now I can't see who you are. And then Mend Well. I'm hoping that you're all able to watch. Maybe you can just pop something in the chat to let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can see okay, and that you're here. And then the third step is Mend Well, and that supports the pet's natural healing process by soothing and moisturizing dry, sensitive, and distressed skin. I'm going to open up the chat box. Oh, I can see Marsha. Hello. But now I can't see my screen. Let me close that back up. Hold on. Where's my screen? There it is. Wait. Hi, Aurora. I see you. Let me find it. My screen. Is that it? No. Meeting. No. Not that I have to, but I like screen sharing. Can I see it? Oh my gosh. See, I need to stop pushing buttons. Can I see? I want to see it. I want to see it big. It's not happening. Well, I'll see it small. Okay. So anyway, so we're talking about the Animal Sense oils. Now we're going to move on, maybe. Holy cow. Do that. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Now, there we go. Fleas, ticks, and pests. Oh my goodness. Yes, often they can leave our furry friends in poor shape. So we want to help them out without using all the nasty chemicals in some of the conventional options. So you want to think multiple layers. So first of all, you want to think about prevention, and that can include Ningxia Red, mineral essence, multigreens. Those are for overall health and prevention. You want to look at potentially some enzymes, digestive enzymes, and then you want to think about topically citronella, lavender, palo santo, or purification. If you have an infestation, you can diffuse or you can apply via the petting method. You can bathe the animal in the Animal Sense shampoo, and you can add oils to that. And you allow the shampoo to sit a little bit so that it can kill any of those pests. And then you can use essential oils to apply or do a raindrop technique. There is more information in the Life Steps app that can tell more about like exterminating the pests, if they get bites, if they have irritated skin. There's a lot more information that they've just loaded in that app, and it's wonderful. In fact, the bites, I want to get some of this. I didn't have some of this information, but helichrysum, frankincense, and patchouli can be soothing to a bite. If you make an ointment, you can use Clariderm, you can use Ningxia Red, you can use sulfurzyme. There's a whole bunch of things. Behavior and emotional tools. This is one of the things we're dealing with right now, 4th of July, storms, things like that. So if there's anxiety from those kind of things, or if there's a deeper trauma, there's a lot of essential oils that you can try. It's a hit or miss. You can try them and see if they work. The difficult thing for us is if we use one and it's not working, sometimes it's hard to use another one and see how quickly it works, because Libby tries to hide. Frankincense is a good choice to soothe behavioral conditions and depression, especially during transition times, like if you're moving, if a pet passed away, or if a caregiver passed away, different things like that. Peace and calming is really good for traveling, for storms and loud noises. This is kind of inconsistent for us. And then stress away and lavender can all be really good for those behavioral and emotional issues. For us, we try to head it off. So I diffuse some of these before the storm comes, before the fireworks start, before the neighbors are doing target practice, if we know. So it's so that it's kind of there. She's kind of caught on that if we put music on our TV, that something's going on. So she gets a little hyped up. She's a little too smart for her britches. Aches, pains, and common issues. This is another really great way to use some of the oils. And let's see. So we do use some of these with our horse. Not helichrysum. That's a little on the expensive side, but it helps the body to get back to and maintain homeostasis, which is that state of balance that we strive for. It's often given by mouth for pain control, and it can be combined with copaiba if it's needed for more relief and to help stop bleeding and bruising. Copaiba is one that we put in our the horse's grain twice a day. It doesn't have much scent, doesn't have much flavor. It can be given alongside some of the NSAIDs, and it can just end up being copaiba, and that's it. Sulfurzyme, we have not implemented specifically, again, just for the cost than anything, but it helps to maintain healthy hair, skin, and joints, especially for large dog breeds that are prone to arthritis. It contains MSM, which is a natural anti-inflammatory, and it helps with wound healing, reducing inflammation, speeding healing, helping with skin conditions, autoimmune, and more, not just for humans, but for animals as well. And in the Life Steps app, there is a specific general ache away blend that I'm going to look up and write down. I don't have that done, but if you have that app, then you can look that up. Let's see, supplement tips. Same way we start supplementing to maintain good health before a need arises, we can do the same thing for our animal friends. Ningsha Red, mineral essence, sulfurzyme, digestive enzymes, all those things can be really helpful. We haven't really implemented these too much. We're kind of looking at these, especially for the horse, because she's 29 now, I think. So to choose these and for dosage guidelines, there is a more extensive list and that information in the Animals and Oils course in the Life Steps app. So you can always get the Life Steps app, and if you are a customer, it's free. If you're a brand partner, there is a fee because there's so much really amazing information. Exotic animals. Now, this is something that's kind of new to me because I didn't really think about ferrets and frogs and snakes and lizards and how you would use essential oils, but you can. So furry animals like ferrets, you do the same sort of application as you would for a cat. For other animals, like you would use a water-based diffusion or a spray. That's a little bit better for them. Things like lizards, frogs, or turtles, they absorb oils the same way as fish do from the plant matter within their water. So you can add 1 drop, or if that's too much, you can dip a toothpick and swirl that in the water, like a citrus oil, to 1 quart of drinking water to make sure they have fresh water to drink. You can do misting for different animals. And then for small animals like amphibians, a toothpick or a drop of oil per 1 liter of water. For bigger reptiles, up to 4 drops of oil for every 4 ounces of water. So if you have any exotic animals and you're interested in this, you can look on the Life Steps app or you can ask me and we'll get some more information. They do have a specific recipe for a skin soothing soak for these animals. Farm animals is one that we use a lot. We don't have any cattle, buffalo, bison, sheep, or goats anymore, but we do have the alpaca. You can use the oils in the feed and in their water during their udder washes, post milking. They also benefit from animal sense ointment. That is this. We use this all the time. Um, and the three-step system for skin healing, as well as aches and pains, fleas, ticks, and pests. The animal sense oils and ointments are wonderful for hoof care. There's a couple of other things, tips and tricks that we have for hoof care. Some things for the winter, some things for, I can't think what it is. There's something else that the Dentarome toothpaste is really good for. So we have a little oil kit that's specifically for the barn. And then the animal sense oil, I don't know if you've ever used this before. They are in the process of reformulating this, and I'm not sure what that means, but it's very hard when you get it.
In half a mile, turn left onto Webb Road.
Somebody's driving. Um, anyway, you can use any kind of a tool to get it out and kind of mix it up, and then it gets very soft and it stays that way. What I often do,
Ooh,
I have I use it's a Tupperware uh what is it? It's that little citrus peeler. It has the other end is I use that all the time for this. And then what I do is I buy other little small containers, and then I'll put the ointment in here and whatever oils I want and mix it, and then I have it for a specific need. If it's a big animal and we're using it a lot, we'll use a whole container. Like I said, they're reformulating this. I just got 2 more of these just so we have them on hand in case the reformulation is not something that we're real happy with, or we want the old formula to kind of fall back on. Anyway, so that for large farm animals, you want to still consider diluting. You can apply it in the petting method, or you can do a raindrop. I want to show you poultry care, and you may have seen my post about this. We had a chicken, and you can see on the left, this was our chicken. She got caught in the fencing, and then we're not sure if the wound, this was actually after the wound had healed a little bit more, but the wound was from pulling to try to get out of the fence, or if it was from the other chickens who pecked at her, or a combination of both. We used the animal sense ointment. We used the thieves spray is good. I made up my own wound care spray. I get bottles and I usually write down what I do. This one had lavender, frankincense, copaiba, and purification. So we would spray before, like with the wound care, with the ointment, we didn't really apply it to her. We put it on the pad that we were putting on her skin. And then we wrapped her with vet wrap. And then after a month, you can see that was her. You couldn't even tell that she had any kind of injury. Her feathers grew back. She started laying eggs again. So we didn't do anything except that stuff. So it's a really, really good thing. Large animals like horses, mules, donkeys, mini horses, they will often use the same dose or dilution as humans if you need to. Again, you can try it out, see how they respond. We don't really dilute much of anything. Let's see, if they have fair coats or red coats, or if they have a finer bone structure, you might need to dilute it a little more. After you apply the oil, you want to observe them for 15 or 20 minutes and see what happens. If they try to lick it off, if they seem upset, then you can add a carrier oil to what you just used. Um, there's a list here in the app, and if you want it, a first aid kit for horses and other large animals. It's just a list of different oils and supplements to have. There's a tick away recipe. And then there's also, I found a veterinarian infection suggestion. So I will probably pre-mix some of those oils and just have them in our little kit. Um, we do quite a bit um, with our animals because we don't really have a vet that comes out. We have a farrier that has given us a lot of feedback, and we just look things up when we need to, and we've been very fortunate so far. Okay, animal frequently asked questions. Do I need to part my animal's fur to apply directly to the skin? No, you don't. In fact, more of a broader petting type of application over a large area of fur is highly effective, and it's actually less irritating because the oil just kind of funnels down into their hair follicles and it's more spread out. What do I do if their skin, paws, or other areas seem irritated? That's where you want to apply a carrier oil. So if you've already put the oil on, the essential oils on, and they seem to be irritated, get a carrier oil and put it on over the top. In a pinch, you can use any fatty substance like whole milk or butter if you really need to do something. Okay, this is saying that my connection is unstable, so hopefully we're still doing good. Can I diffuse around my pets? Yes. And most pets actually really, really like it. Remember, they have a heightened sense of smell. So one thing that you can do to see what they might be sensing is to put your nose right over your diffuser. That's probably the way they're going to smell it. If it's too intense for you, it might be too intense for them. And just make sure they can get away from it. That's the biggest thing. How do you start? How do I start using my oils on my animals? Slowly, and allow them to become accustomed to it as part of a daily routine. So you can, you can wear it around them. You can put it on your hands and see if they'll come and sniff it. You can just do a light pet. Sometimes it just, you don't want to create an aversion. Another question is, what if they dislike it? What if it's really, really clear that they don't like that oil, or they don't want to be, they don't want to use it? They can get jittery. They seem resistant. That's when you want to put it on yourself and just have it on. Any of our animals know that I am a walking diffuser. So our animals start to associate things the way we do. If, if they associate a certain scent when they're going to the vet, that could be a negative thing. So you want to get them to kind of rewire the connection between the oil and a positive result. How do I use the raindrop technique? And that depends on the animal. And it usually includes oregano, thyme, basil, cypress, wintergreen, marjoram, and peppermint. Typically, the raindrop is you drip it from the tail to the head. For cats and small animals, usually they're combined and diluted in a single solution. And then after the oils are applied, you stroke the animal. And I think it's like a feathery kind of a stroke. I think it goes from tail to head. Obviously, I don't know the raindrop very well. But it is supposed to be very, very effective. And I would like to start using it on our horse. I think that would be helpful. Okay. So you can get started today with the animal bundle. What is the animal bundle? Well, it is a whole combination of this bundle that they have kind of set up with Animal Sense shampoo, Animal Sense ointment, a Ningxia Red 2-pack of bottles, sulfurzyme powder, Mighty Zyme tablets, the combination of Paragize, Tia-Way, Pure Clean, Infectaway, and Menwell, and Copaiba Vitality. So you can just pop over to the Young Living website. If you're already a customer, you just kind of leaf through and find these things, put them in your cart. click to the box. If you're new, this can be your first loyalty order, and you can get some freebies, product credit, and lots more. And you won't regret this at all. This is, using it with your animals and yourself is very easy, and there's lots of direction with things. I do want to mention loyalty rewards. If you're familiar with Young Living and you've been around for a while, you understand what loyalty rewards are. It makes life simpler. It saves you money. It gets free products. It's a good discount. This is like your easy button. Um, when you place 2 consecutive 50 PV loyalty orders, you get a free desert mist diffuser, which is fabulous. And here are some of the benefits. As a loyalty rewards, actually as a wholesale member, whether you're a customer or our loyalty rewards member, you get a 24% discount on all your purchases, including your one-time orders and your loyalty orders. You can earn loyalty points. You can earn more with consecutive orders. You get lots of free things that you can trade in. And so it's really a nice way to do it. And the way you do that, if this is new for you, you go to the website, you add the products to your cart using the add to cart button. And during checkout, it'll have an option that says, would you like to make this your first loyalty order? And you select yes. And then everything will shift, and that'll be your first loyalty order. There's no minimum PV required, but at least one item that's eligible for loyalty rewards has to be in your cart in order for you to enroll. And then you just manage your items from one month to the next. You can get the same things, or you can switch it up and change them for the next processing date. For any new customers, if you order 100 PV on loyalty tonight, before midnight, I'll give you a free citronella. And then next month, with a PV order, then 50 PV or more, you'll get that free diffuser, which is awesome. Hold on. The Life Steps app is amazing. You can be involved in Facebook groups and challenges. There's lots of support. There's lots of great information, lots of education, lots of learning. Life Steps is a really, really great resource. Also, if this is your first order, you can use the code SHAREYL and you'll get an additional 10% off your first order. There's 2 QR codes here. The one under order now, it's so easy, is my link just for ordering. The animal bundle is the one that's on the right. So if you want to go look at that wish list with all those items, you can click on that QR code and it'll take you right to the wish list with all those items. You select the ones that you want, and then you process your order that way. I am going to, whoops, didn't mean to do that. I had one more slide. Anyway, so thank you for tuning in. I zipped through that. Look at that. It's only 7:34. Hello, Miss Annie. I'm recording it, so I'm hoping that I can get this up on YouTube, and then I'll be able to have the link. So if you know of somebody else who wants to watch the recording, hello, Chris. Then hopefully I'll figure out how to do that. I think I tried to do that once before and I didn't get it. I didn't get it figured out. So anyway, so that is animals and oils, and there's a lot more information, more specific in the Life Steps app. So we could even do one specific to dogs, or one specific to cats, or one specific to livestock. So I'd be happy to do that as well. All right, so does anybody have any questions about animals and oils? You can unmute yourself or... All right, if you think of anything, let me know. And if you know of somebody else who would be interested, hi, Annie, did you unmute?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. So if you know of anybody else who would be interested in learning more about the animals and the oils and how to use everything, then let me know or refer them to the Life Steps app or ask me how to use the Life Steps app so you can send the information to them because they've really added all this great animal stuff just in the probably the last 3 weeks. They put
Awesome.
yeah, a lot of new stuff on there. So it's pretty cool. So I think that's it. It's going to shut me off in about 6 minutes. So if you don't have any other questions, boy, that was good. I got zipped through that really fast. So thanks for tuning in. It's nice that I actually
Yeah.
have an audience. I usually do this with no audience. So
Thank you, Julie Booley.
welcome. I'll talk to you guys
Bye.
later. Bye-bye.